Want to start recording? Or...
Yeah.
I think before we get...
Yeah, before we run out of material.
Before we run out of material to talk about. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AHP podcast, soon to be called the Persian Perspective.
I saw the title change on Spotify, and I'm like, oh, okay. We're on an FBI list now.
The Persian Perspective. To be honest with you, I cringed when I did that. I hate that.
Why do you sound like a Pornhub intro is my question.
Persian Perspective. Nobody does it better.
Oh my god, okay.
I switched it. I'm actually just trying out the SEO. Wow, shit. Oh, crap.
We got nothing?
No, this one is recording it. Well.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Thromax. Alright. Now we're back.
Okay.
Alright. Persian Perspective. Yeah, we're back, boss baby.
Alright.
Yeah. Funny enough, I might even end up using the phone recording one. It's still better.
They're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
My only issue with the earlier recordings was you can really hear me breathe really hard.
Yeah.
So every time it sounds like I'm swimming during the podcast.
Yeah, I have to blame that. By the way, I noticed I might have something to do with my editing as well. So yeah, we do hear you breathe, but at the same time, it got a little bit amplified because of I was trying to make crisping up the whole thing.
I see.
And the thing is that with your breathing, I 20 minutes in, brother, I'm tapping out of editing your breathing. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Welcome to the Fat Dude Dying podcast.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching a fat dude dying in front of me. I'm sorry, dude.
No, this is there's nothing to apologize about. This is just my medical history, really.
Yeah, sorry.
No. Here's the thing about people are always very apologetic about having to talk about the health issues, but for me, this is some of the funniest stuff that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Because so I am a very large dude. Okay,
What? Really? I didn't know.
They can't tell. Okay, so maybe they can't tell because I breathe like a whale on land. But
when you breathe, it's just it's like every breath is the last one. I should bring a defibrillator with me.
What did this dude have to do this podcast? Climb up to caves? What the fuck? No, so Kevin J, right? Comedian Kevin J.
Yeah.
He has this bit about how when they meet him in real life, they always say, "Oh, you were the dude on the radio. Oh, you don't sound fat."
What the fuck?
Because he's chubby too, right?
Yeah.
But he's eloquent on the air. But they meet him in real life. Oh, I thought you'd be thinner.
The thing about Kevin J is also that he looks like a barbarian a little bit, to be honest.
He does.
So he has that big bone thing going on for him. Yeah. He looks like an ex-ISIS fighter. I'm just kidding.
He did. No, you can say it. It's he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
So I'm like, Habibi, where have you been?
And he flies a lot too. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, TSA is probably very intimate with his asshole.
Oh yeah, it's like that's random strip search.
Random strip search.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like, hey, Kevin, it's good to see. It's Kevin. Yeah, I know. So, how's the wife and kids? Love snap.
It's you again. Good to see you. Merry Christmas.
How was Thanksgiving? I don't have much thanks to give at this point.
Good luck doing random strip check on my ass, motherfuckers.
Why is it always so clogged?
Oh, it is hairy as fuck. Good luck. If you find it, let me know. There's a bounty on it.
Yeah. If you find ISIS up my ass, that's a free prize for you. It's like a Kinder egg from hell.
Oh yeah, there are blood diamonds up there. African children are working there.
Oh God! It's diamonds now. What happened was he ate a bunch of burnt barbecue, and the charcoal turned into diamonds from the sheer pressure of his ass clenching every time he has to get on an American plane.
DiCaprio is dead. DiCaprio's decomposed body.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Why are we so dumb? I thought this was going to be like a nice conversation podcast. It's just two dudes who are probably high.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, then people ask me, like, why are you high? I don't know. I'm just me. I'm just me.
No, my body naturally produces THC.
Yes.
You can lick my skin and hallucinate.
Sometimes I like talking to my girlfriend or whatever, and so like I just like have a like moment I get tap on my head, and like I can't believe I thought that. even I surprised myself.
Yeah, have you ever done these things? You get up on stage to do comedy, and there's a bunch of stuff you did that wasn't planned, and you get down, and it's like, what the hell was I on?
It's too early for me to tell because I'm still an open micer.
Right.
But the thing is, I know exactly what you're talking about because it sounds like you're suddenly on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And you think you're in control, but once you come off, it's like I had no control over what was coming out of my mouth.
No.
It was just coming at me, bam, bam, bam. After everyone was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then once you're done, people like it, but I'm not sure if what I said was something I want to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the jokes get so dark, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh crap. That's that joke I do about, I like my women like I like my coffee, full, dark, hot-bodied, and imported from third world countries.
Yeah.
That came off the top of my head the first time I did it.
Oh, God.
And it was like, what the hell was I doing?
Shit, that was on the spur of the moment then.
The first time I did it, it came out of nowhere. I don't know where that joke comes from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Then you just have to go back and just like quickly write it down before you forget.
I love it when that happens like that. It's like when you feel your heartbeat goes up like a notch or two. You know it's a good bit.
It's a good
It's
bit.
like you just like writing and your handwriting starts like goes like messier because your thoughts are coming too fast. So you're just trying to catch
writing
up.
at the table. Speaking of heartbeats, right? Back to the whole medical thing. So the thing that happened, I got into hospital for something else, and they were doing a bunch of blood tests.
Yeah.
And they looked at the blood tests, and my sugar levels came back normal.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. You're looking at Jabba the Hutt over here. You're thinking his sugar foot must be caramel.
I am so sorry.
See that? Right?
I expected if Dracula drinks your blood, you get diabetes.
Yeah. Like if I
your...
die in a fire, I smoke like a honey baked ham. You know what I mean?
God.
But my blood sugar level is normal because I don't actually have a sweet tooth. The funny thing is, the doctor looked at it and did that thing where he cranes his neck into the page and like lifts his glasses off and then puts it back.
Triple take, zoom in, zoom out.
Zoom in, zoom out. Enhance, and then pulls it back just to see if he's looking right. And then he tells me, okay. That's
what is your secret?
And he's like, what's wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's just, I was expecting something different. What are you talking about? No, it's just that your blood sugar level is normal. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be normal?
Do you assume all fat people have blood sugar?
I wanted to bait him even longer. I didn't want to drop him with the so that. Yeah, it's normal. Why wouldn't it be normal? I said, because what? You know. No, I don't know. You're the doctor. You tell me because you're. You're
a fat fuck.
I was waiting for him to explode.
Yeah, because you're fat. Yeah. You're the fattest motherfucker I've seen.
We needed an extra bed for you.
Suddenly his inner bully gets out. He gets up on the table and points at you. Fat. Fatty, fat fucker.
I just wanted him to crack.
He suddenly goes into his childhood.
He just starts fatty mom, fatty mom.
Oh my, hey everyone, fat guy over here. And all the nurses are looking at them all confused.
Is the doctor having a psychotic attack? What's going on? He's just yanking junior nurses. Hey, you, yeah? Fat boy in my ward. Fat! And I know what he would be doing would be offensive, but deep down inside, I broke you.
I sent you back to your childhood, you little fuck. Ooh, look at you, Mr. PhD in bullshit. Suck my dick, you fuck.
You can suck my dick if you can find it. This is such a juvenile train of thought. Oh my god, this is what happens when you're alone at home for too long.
Yeah, he gets one of these like rainbow popsicles and starts eating it in front of you.
He comes back wearing shorts with suspenders on them.
With one of these hats with a helicopter on the top.
Like you said, licking a giant lollipop the size of his face.
He has braces.
He shoots you with a slingshot.
The doctor's having a full mental breakdown.
He turns into Eric Cartman for a second. Hey.
Kill.
Kill. Hey, yeah, you're fat. You're fat too. Oh my god.
What the fuck happened?
Every single episode, it's just the two of us going, what the hell is going on?
It's like, give me those pillows, I think we're echoing too much.
You didn't think we would get this loud.
No, I'm crying laughing. About the doctor who has a full psychological breakdown over his patients.
He was trying to keep his professionalism together for so long.
He suddenly is all of his suppressed emotions comes out.
Oh my god.
When I see your belly button, I want to throw a coin and make a wish.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
The funny thing is that I had to get an X-ray for a knee surgery, or rather an MRI.
Shit.
And he in the letter recommending my MRI to an outside facility because his argument was, I don't think you can fit in ours. So you're gonna have to find.
Wait, did he use the exactly the terminology THINK? I don't think. He looked at the machine and he looked at you and he was like, I don't think you fit.
Yeah.
Which hospital?
To whom to make this was Pantai Medical.
Oh shit!
It's a fancy hospital. I thought they'd have something for me.
No, Pantai Medical. No.
We've had issues.
Yeah.
But he wrote the letter telling them which leg should be scanned for the. This is when I injured my knee at the Joke Factory.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out I tore a meniscus. But they couldn't tell with an X-ray. You got to get an MRI. Their argument is that I couldn't fit in the MRI, so he wrote a note telling them which leg needs to be scanned.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have a full ring. He speaks with a BBC British accent for some odd reason, but he's like a local doctor. But they all speak with a weird British accent. It's very weird.
Yeah.
So
a local doctor, aka pretentious fuck. I haven't even studied in Britain. I should speak with a British accent. Welcome to Pantai Hospital.
I drank Earl Grey once, and now I speak like this. I speak like my former colonializers. But he wrote the letter and it's like, To whom it may concern, my patient needs the fucking Halo from the Halo games in order to get himself scanned.
I need to put you into a fucking portal.
Yeah, they needed to use Stargate. We're gonna scan your knee in ancient Egypt, motherfucker. That's what's gonna happen. And when I got to the when I finally got a facility, after walking around Hospital for like an entire day, and then finding out they only take in 300 patients a day, and I was number 301.
Yeah.
My mom was like, please go to the hospital that my friend went to. I'll pay for it. It's fine. And I go there, and I'm about to get the MRI.
Yeah.
And the technician there was like, so we're going to scan your left leg for the injury. And I was like, yeah, okay. Wait, no, what? Huh? Your left leg. No, it's my right leg. You got to scan my right leg. That's the injured leg.
He wrote your wrong leg.
He got the wrong leg. After all of the misery that I had gone through, the doctor's appointments, the walking back and forth through the entire campus of UM's medical facility to look for an MRI, and I finally got an MRI that would fit me, and as it turns out, I do actually fit in a standard MRI. I was like, motherfucker! Cocksucker! It cost me 2K to do this.
2,000 ringgit.
Yeah, because it was I think I may have mentioned this story. It was a sports medicine facility. The look on your face. Can you imagine Tubalard like me going to a sports medicine facility to get a leg scan?
Oh, shit.
First of all,
you got all this six pack.
Yeah, you got a bunch of like these chads walking around. And they do some like pro bono work for some like elderly patients and whatnot. So these are people who really need like this stuff, right? People like old elderly people with where their bones are just milk powder at this point.
Yeah. And
the front cover of Men's Health is just walking around all over. And here I am, looking like John Candy in his prime.
John Candy, God bless him.
God bless. And I'm...
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
And I don't look like I belong. You know what I mean? I don't look like I should be there. But I'm obviously limping.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure the only thing that people can think of is, oh yeah, of course he's got a bad leg. He looks like he's 90% hot dogs. And
oh God, man, Jesus.
But after all of that, I'm so down on myself about the weight, and yet it turns out I actually fit in a standard MRI. Right? And then the doctor got the leg wrong. And I'm like, this feels like some kind of Curb Your Enthusiasm skit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, probably. Damn it. Did you tell him?
I did.
What was his reaction?
He's just like, I'm so sorry. I was not aware that...
Did his accent broke?
No, it didn't. It got even more British.
I'm sorry, I'm white.
He went full Hugh Grant.
I'm sorry. Wish I tell you to Mr. Darcy.
So it was your right leg. I'm not,
That's Hugh Grant acting, by the way.
Stop stuttering, you. For once in your life, make a full sentence without sounding like you're gonna have an aneurysm.
There's always a Mr. Darcy with the Hugh Grant.
Yeah, there's always a Mr. Except in the book, Mr. Darcy was basically just a Chad, right? He's just very, very arrogant and very self-assured.
I've never bothered with that shit.
I'm an English lit student. I gotta,
You had to?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. That sucks.
It's not bad. It's just like... Because it was the first, everybody copied it, right?
Yeah.
The romance format. So by the time you finally read it, you're like...
By the way, we're having an example of stream of consciousness here. It's like, we went from your knee to Mr. Darcy. Nobody knows who Mr. Darcy is.
is like stream of unconsciousness.
Unconsciousness.
We're barely cognizant of what we're doing. Yeah, but that's the thing about Jane Austen. If you don't like romance in the first place, you feel like you've read it all before when you read it, because you got to remind yourself, she invented the genre basically, right? Of what would essentially be a rom-com.
Yeah.
You know, what you think of now is simply a chick flick she invented, right? So you have to remind yourself.
Fuck.
Yeah.
By the way, did the doctor paid you anything?
No,
nothing.
No, because nothing actually happened. I caught it before anything would happen.
Oh, thank God for that.
But I was like, just sort of like, so, you know, the fat boy, spotted your mistake. So, yeah, remember that. I just slide away. See you around, Doc.
Then you slide away in the roller skate.
I can't skate, but I'm wearing the roller skate, so now they're just pulling me along the rope. I'm getting Rizwan to pull me. God damn, there's so much friction.
Rizwan said, no, you have to say something that's believable.
Yeah.
His arms will pull off. It reminds me of Happy Tree Friends. He's a lovely dude. I'm just fucking around. He's amazing.
I like Rizwan because he's on the flip side of the coin between myself and him. We're both, I mentioned this before to you, we're both very unhealthy, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't have told that if he's unhealthy. I can tell he's very thin, but I couldn't have told he was unhealthy.
Like he's fit. He's fit.
No, he's thin. I didn't use the word FIT. I said thin.
Yeah, I know. He's like biomechanically fit in the sense that all of his limbs work properly, which is something I cannot say.
Yeah.
But it's also this thing of where
biomechanically,
but like systemically, like if his organs shut down one of these days, we'll be like, yeah, no, obviously, yeah, no. Shit. He looks like one of those mummies that, you know how in certain Buddhist temples in Japan the monks will mummify themselves alive.
Yeah.
Rizman's that basically. You eat nothing but water and tree bark towards the end, and you mummify yourself from the inside out. And I think any given a dry enough breeze, Rizman will mummify.
Yeah.
Like if he walks into a salt factory, he's just gonna come out really crispy. You know what I mean?
He seems like a dead body in the Mountain Everest.
Yes.
Which I just found out that there's a considerable lot.
Yeah. No, it's basically
especially at the peak. There's a lot.
There's a lot. Bodies. Just a whole bunch of people just reaching out.
One of the best motivational quotes I've seen. I won't call it a motivational quote. It's a demotivational quote. Yes. It says, "Mountain Everest is filled with dead bodies of people who were once very motivated."
But that doesn't make my lazy ass feel better about myself.
Oh yeah, but I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
See, the trick is you gotta make a ladder out of all the dead bodies. You climb on the dead. That's what
if you can break through the chest and use the bones to make a ladder.
You might not even have to because they're stiff, right?
They're stiff.
So you just tie them together like with lashing.
If you run out of food, there's food up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cured meat.
I heard Henry's really tasty. You know, had a foot the other day.
I left the kidney for you.
Yeah. It's not bad.
It's fucking scary.
It is though, and I think what's really scary is how possible it seems once you reach to that particular area.
Yeah.
But you forget you're at an altitude that jet planes fly.
Yeah.
And you don't know that you're gonna die because you're delirious from a lack of air. Hypothermia has kicked in to the point where you might paradoxically undress.
Oh yeah, that happens. Yeah, when your hallucination suddenly sits in to the point that you're like, oh fuck, I'll take my clothes off.
Yeah.
Or that thing that they say, don't fall asleep.
Right.
At the top, because your body temperature goes so low.
Yeah.
You would want to shut down. So when you sleep, your body will go downer, so you're dead.
Yeah.
And fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Man.
So for anybody who's planning on climbing Everest listening to this podcast, all 0.5 of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mark our words, don't fall asleep as you're hitting the summit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Sherpa is just like jogging up, right?
Yeah, fuck. Coming down from that, I wonder how that felt. It's like,
Oh, jeez, I think it's worse than going up.
yeah,
Because the slopes are treacherous.
slopes are treacherous. There's just that one mistake. I mean, all of it's like one mistake, but like going down is 10 times quicker. So it's just.
And a lot of your body weight would be hanging forward as you're trying to climb down, as opposed to leading into the slope, right?
Yeah.
Which means you have a lot less traction, I believe.
Well, this is two people who barely ever did anything
Yeah.
like that. We're giving out our
Yeah.
our opinions
I
about.
can't climb my house. I don't know why I'm.
I have no idea. Maybe we go there. You know what? It's actually quite easy.
Yeah.
But
I
no.
mean, I'm pretty well insulated. I think I can make it. He says, tempting fate.
Let's fuck with this guy. Oh no, I don't like those kinds of activities, to be honest.
No, you don't like the hiking and the climbing and
I
stuff.
like hiking. But it's, sometimes climbing, sure. But I used to do rock climbing quite a bit.
Shit, okay.
Quite a bit. Just regular, normal, human-made wall climbing,
yeah.
not going. I call it logical climbing.
Yeah.
Not the you go on a piece of rock and you get fucked over it.
Yeah.
It's interesting, to be honest, because especially like when you look to the top and you have the rope around you, tied to your belt,
Yeah.
and somebody's belaying you to the top.
Yeah.
And the fucked up part about that is that you look at the rope that is hanged to a chain at the top, and you're like, that's the only thing that's holding me right now. And the higher I go, the more chances I have to die. And if that thing gives away, or if the person who's holding me doesn't hold me properly, and I fall down, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
It's like that just that realization, because the thing is like you always look at the top and you use your legs to climb, but you're looking at that and you're like, shit. And once you reach the real top, like sometimes you can even reach out your hand and touch the chain.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking scary feeling.
Really?
Like, it's a scary feeling because it's like, that's it. That's all there is.
Right.
I mean, you can philosophize it and say this is like a closest metaphor you can get to life. It's like there's just one string holding you at all moment, and it can break any time.
Right.
And that one string can be on your heart, or a left. You're taking a left turn over a right turn. But just looking at it like, fuck.
I see.
It's fucking scary.
So it sounds like a metaphor for life in that it seems stable, but it's actually really precarious.
Yeah, and some people like do it without rope, and they just climb.
Oh
and, They do that, and I'm like, those are the people I get and I don't get. Like, I get it to live your life to the fullest and live on the edge of it and blah blah blah, whatever the fuck. But it's just like, dude.
Yeah.
It just, you have one bump to the head, you're done. It's as simple as that. I had one of those moments that I realized that left and right is just all it takes to for your life to be for your life to continue or just dead.
Yeah.
And there was a moment that we went. It wasn't even regarding climbing. Actually, me and a bunch of friends went and had lunch, and we were going back to the place, and the street, the apartment building was built right next to the highway.
Okay.
Okay. And it has an incision through the highway to the apartment building, so the cars can pull up and go back to the highway. But the thing is, the way they built the pedestrian road, they thought the pedestrian road after all of this was built. Oh. So the pedestrian road is built next to the highway, and it gets narrower and narrower. At one point, the narrow side of it would be only maybe 2 feet.
Hang on, is this here?
This is in KL.
Yeah, because this sounds like some dumb shit that would happen here.
This is in TCDI, actually.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And that narrow spot, and like my right hand, if I just reach out, it's just gonna be like smashed by something.
Sure, yeah.
And at one point, so you get to that narrow point, and then it becomes wider. You kind of turn left, and you kind of get to the safety zone because it gets wider again, and you reach the apartment building on the left side. And I know there was a moment I stopped and I looked, and I went, stopped and I looked ahead, and I walked over this narrow spot. I felt something just go. I just felt this. At the right side of my head, my hair. Yeah. I felt the wind kind of just go, and a truck just kept going. And I just like looked at the truck, and and no heart rate, no nothing really. Yeah. No panic. I just looked at the truck that it passed with this considerable. It was an 18-wheeler or something, because with a considerable amount of speed. Right. And and the thing that I first caught my eye was how close the mirror was to my head.
Oh, right, the side view.
It had it had a gigantic side view mirror. Right. Maybe even above standard side view mirror, because it had this triangular look. Right. So it had a very long the bottom okay, we have the mirror at the top. Mm-hmm. It had a bottom pole connected to the bottom of the door. Right. Yeah, it was like fancified or whatever. It was very weird because it's an 18-wheeler is rather tall. And I just felt this, and I turned around and looked at my friend who was behind me, and his eyes was just kind of like gouged, kind of like looking at me like shit. And I just asked him like, just a question, how close was that to my head right now that it passed? And he was like, and he just took his fingers and he just just like pinched his fingers close to each other, like maybe about 20 centimeters apart. He just did this. Like and he didn't say a word. An inch basically. Like maybe like not 20 centimeters, like maybe like 3 inches, 4 inches, just went like this. Right. And he didn't say a word, but I could tell by his eyes. Yeah. Whatever passed, the thing that passed. Yeah. Had I just maybe moved a little bit, had I not stopped a little bit earlier to maybe check something, I don't know. Yeah. To one leg behind, being one step behind, the thing that passed just went boom. Would have smashed your head. Could have completely taken off the right side of my head. Yeesh. I'm looking at that and I'm like, shit.
But at that point, it's like, you can't be scared because the moment is past, but you know it's like deadly.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, right now that I'm describing it, I'm not even having a feeling. Even that moment that it happened, I didn't have a feeling because I just noticed the poof and I noticed the truck passing. But like it's slow, because it happened so quick. It set in slowly. Even my reflexes didn't kick in from my head to dodge. I just kept walking. Then I just was like, wait. And I turned and he just turned around and looked at him and he was like looking at me like wide-eyed, like, oh shit. And he's Chinese, so it was like, oh, it says. Oh my
god. Yeah. Ah, jeez. Yeah, no, this is...
Like, he was like, wow, dude. Yeah. I was like, sorry. It was like, that happened? He was like, yep, you were about to get your head smashed in.
So, this whole thing of you only process it much later, if at all, is fairly common, at least for me. So, I was having banana leaf in Bangsa. Mm-hmm. Right, and I had this friend from Germany came over. I wanted to show her all the good eats, so I brought her to Nirvana in Bangsa, right? Okay. Now, any Malaysians who are listening to this right now are probably going to be yelling at me, going, "Nirvana's not good eats for banana leaf in KL." I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's accessible, right? Let's not scare the German just yet, right? The flavors are milder, so. Bring it to Nirvana, whatever. As we're eating, there is suddenly like a, how shall I explain this? Jet plane taking off noise from the kitchen. And it's a lot louder than the usual stove noise. And at that point, we realized that because the kitchen is divided by a bar sort of setup from the dining area. Yeah. We can see into the kitchen, right? And we noticed that one of the stoves
exploded.
is going to explode and it has caught fire and is probably going to explode because it's making this really loud noise, right? Like
Get the fuck out of here noise.
Get the fuck out of here kind of noise, which is exactly what we did. So in that moment, the whole restaurant just emptied out in 2 seconds, and I was like yanking my friend out of the restaurant, and everybody was dashing out, jumping over tables and whatnot, and putting her behind me and just making sure that there was nothing in our way to inch out, and we were all waiting outside as this poor Nepali worker was just slapping this thing with a towel, right, trying to extinguish it, and finally it does extinguish. And now he's just chuckling to himself. It's the stove. The stove nearly exploded. It's fine. It's okay. And then he goes back to cooking. And 5 seconds later, everybody just casually goes back and starts eating all over again.
Shit.
Including myself. Because in my head I'm going, yeah, no, we almost died, but the banana leaf rice is getting cold.
It's to die for.
It's to die for. We can't process the fear, the near-death experience right now. Yeah. So the most Malaysian thing to do is, let's just keep eating.
Yeah. At least we die on a full stomach.
Yeah, you know. I can't be traumatized right now. I'll have PTSD after the rasam course, okay? So we'll just eat, just eating, right? Because we want to finish the meal and go off. And then later in the day, my friend and I are at Pasar Seni, right? Walking around, look at the artwork. We go out. We have like a coconut ice cream by the river, which is really just a giant monsoon drain because KL. And she was starting to like have the cold sweats and the 1,000-yard stare all of a sudden, and she went really quiet. And I asked her, "Is something wrong?" And she said, "No, I'm just processing that, you know, a couple hours ago I nearly died in a restaurant from a gas explosion, and I could have died, and it's just hitting me now." Shit. And I was very concerned because she looked like she was going to have a panic attack.
Shit.
Right? Because now she's realizing I nearly died.
Now she knows what the fuck's up.
She now knows what the fuck's up. Malaysian food is dangerous. But while this is happening, I'm still eating the ice cream. Because
that's the only thing to do.
That's the only thing to do. Like you and I, we have these near-death experiences.
I moved on.
You just move on, right?
Doesn't mean that we have to let the ice cream ice cream melt.
No, it's coconut ice cream. It's not cheap.
Eat it, bitch.
That's okay. Do you still want the ice cream? No? Can I have it?
Did the stove remind you of something?
Yeah.
Did the stove remind you?
It's like, it just occurs to me, like if you come from a particular background, near-death experiences don't faze you as much. Like if you come from a nice like a nice civilized country like Germany where everything is efficient and runs properly. This is not a sort of thing that will happen, right? Meanwhile, you and I, we come from backgrounds where shit like this happens all the time, and we're like, well,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I was seeing the latest news, and there was a latest news report in Iraq regarding people's everyday lives nowadays. Yeah. And they were just in the dining rooms and the dining halls and restaurants and eating food. And they were like, why is it like that? Why are you guys so calm? It's been like this for the past 30 years, motherfucker. Like, just hearing something explode is part of life now for us.
Yeah, actually.
Like, they have had constant conflict for the past... Ever since Saddam, ever since Iran-Iraq war, they had constant conflict.
Right.
Iran war, the Kuwait war.
Right.
I think there was something else in the north. I forgot. Probably. No, I might have mistaken.
Right.
Then the Gulf War, which was part of the Kuwait war, right? Was it Gulf War? Yeah, the Kuwait war. Yeah.
Basically, yes.
And then the American war.
Yeah.
And then the ISIS war.
Yeah.
That's it. ISIS, and then the Hezbollah and Israel and all that thing in a mix is like just, adding salt and pepper in the middle of it.
So at this point, basically, almost dying is just a Wednesday.
Yeah, it was like, hey, here, did you hear? Rahman died last week. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, sure, shit, alright.
He had it coming. He owes me money.
He was a prick. I was like, I heard, do you know this thing called Afterlife? No, there's this video game called Second Life.
Right.
But there's a VR version of it I saw.
Oh, really?
I think it was called, I think it's a Second Life. I think it's still the same thing. It's a VR version of it. You create a character, you go and play around. And one time there was this conversation with the person who they were talking to. He was a F-16, F-18 pilot.
Okay.
And he was talking about his experience in Afghanistan.
Right.
And why he joined Air Force in the first place. He was like, well, in Air Force they treat you like king. You know, you live in air conditioned tents and give you good food and treatments and stuff, which is, I think, what is really necessary for a pilot like that. For a pilot to work like that, and those guys are amazing at what they do. But he was like, that's basically why I joined. I don't want to be miserable, and so I joined the Air Force. And he talked about bombing in Afghanistan,
right?
And like throwing these different bombs on people and killing a bunch of and he said, from the top it looked like ants,
right?
And you would flame them and you could see them crisping. And then you would see the people who were hiding coming out like ants,
right?
Gather the remains and bury them very quickly, and like pray and bury them very quickly and go back into their nest like ants. And we would repeat this constantly. So every time we would just see burning ants, burial, repeat. So you just see this from, and it was like, but the way he described it is seeing it from the top, people getting crisp down there because he pulled the trigger, and then seeing people running out to catch the bodies on flame, just like dragging them out basically, quickly, burying them, and then pray for them and just go back. It's just like, wow. What the fuck is it? How would you expect that people there to work functional, like think logically, because like that is a part of normal life for them.
Yeah, it's really weird. I guess it doesn't sing until much later on.
Yeah.
Once you've, I don't know, retired or whatnot, or it never hits you because it's too distant. But what really impresses me, you know, in spite of the tragedy and the devastation, is how very quickly the people come in and deal with, you know,
the sorrow,
the pain, the hardship, the tragedy. And, you know, they bury the dead very quickly and then they move in. They don't have time to mourn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just very quickly. Yeah, your son is dead. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so, you know, it's almost as if we've accepted, you know, fate the way it has come to us. And now we got to deal with this stuff really carefully.
Yeah.
And then move on. And yeah, they'll probably suffer much later on, but in that moment they deal with it with incredible strength and fortitude, and I think that's very impressive.
That's the thing about the societies that have to deal with death on a constant basis. Is like they kind of develop a certain level of strength that you don't even you can't really think about even be able to match it.
Right.
You don't think you can win in a shouting match with the person who's like being bombed at every day.
No.
He's like, the bombs are louder than you, motherfucker. It's like, I'm afraid of bombs. The fuck are you gonna do? I'll slice you up and like go sleep like a baby. But it's like I was reading about Iran-Iraq war and a book called Green Berets of the Green Berets of Iran, Berets of Khorramshahr, which is one of the first cities that was taken on. Saddam wanted to take over in one day.
Right.
And Iran, funny enough, still have Green Berets because back in the day with the Shah, our special forces were being trained as becoming Green Berets by Green Berets of U.S. So the cap and their insignia is the same as the Green Berets in U.S. actually.
Right. Okay, that's super weird considering.
Yeah, considering the all the drift between everybody is like now we're still on the same level.
Yeah.
We're still on the same. We're still using the same medallion and everything. But,
Right.
But the army general, the captain, basically, he had 700 Green Berets, and Saddam wanted to send 12 battalions to take over Khorramshahr.
Right.
And he had only 700 Green Berets to defend the city.
Right.
And he held the city for 34 days against Saddam. And he was talking about, to the subject of talking about death.
Yeah.
That even Saddam at one point said we got really messed up.
Right.
A lot of us died. A lot of people died, but we would keep throwing numbers at them basically at some point. And Saddam says like Iranians have smoothened death in the palm of their hands like hot metal. And have pounded death in the palm of their hands like hot metal. And I remember hearing a story of one of the teachers who actually, this was a real life teacher, was like teaching in school, and he was injured during the war. He was a civilian who joined the military just for the Iran-Iraq war. And he said there was this crossroad that was leading up to this machine gunner at the end of it. And the only way we could get... there was no way he couldn't hit us. So the only way whenever we got in front of him, he would hit us. And there was no way we could get around him, and he was in such a good position that we couldn't shoot him with a gun, we couldn't snipe him, we couldn't bomb him.
Right.
And so we just kept running at him, toward him, and he kept shooting at us for days in and days on. And the Iraqis used to tell us like Iranians are fucking crazy because of the.
That's the general reputation from the region that.
Yeah.
You know.
They were like fuck, and you know how they got the machine gunner?
How?
They kept doing it until he ran out of bullets.
That's the only way. That's the only way you can do it at that point.
The only way they could get to him is that they make him shoot to the point that he doesn't have any more bullets left, and then they got him. It's like shit. Yeah. But reading about it and experiencing it, like I can't imagine that.
No. Well, I've shot guns before, and the first thing that occurs to me, apart from the fact that guns are a lot heavier than they look, is how unbelievably loud they are.
Yeah.
People take that for granted. Like, you see in movies people shooting guns indoors like it's nothing. And I imagine if you shot a 9mm in the house, everybody would lose their hearing. Every single one. So I can't imagine you holding on to a scalding hot machine gun and just firing until you've got no more rounds. Yeah. That is pretty crazy.
Like I shot an AK once. I shot 5 bullets of AK once. It's part of the basically when you go through high school, they have to like go and go through a day camp with the teachers and everybody, and they will give you a gun with 5 bullets, which you have to load into the AK and then shoot.
Oh, the national service.
No, not national service. This is national service is 2 years.
All right.
This one is just a day camp. You can just go and come out at the end of the day. Just get a basic general idea of what the hell's going on, how does it work, how's it function, different weapons and stuff like that. And I remember the first time I pulled the trigger. 1, yeah, it is heavier than you expect.
Yeah.
2, aside from the kick, when the gun explodes basically in your hand, when the bullet explodes and the projectile is about to leave, that echo is almost like it's like a bomb goes off next to you. Because I remember shooting the first bullet, and like in video games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, when a grenade explodes and everything buzzes and your vision gets distorted. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, this is...
Yeah. It is the most...
I don't remember shooting I know I shot the last 4. Yeah. I don't remember thinking about shooting the
Yeah.
last four. I just know I emptied the clip, but that was it.
That's the weird thing, right? Because at the moment you pull the trigger long enough to let the round fly, and I was shooting an M16. I'm pretty sure an AK-47 is a shit ton more violent, but it's like for a brief nanosecond, the gun seems to have a life of its own, and
Yeah, suddenly this thing that was static
yeah,
suddenly makes a rumble in your hand. And you're like,
Right.
oh shit! And before you can hold the thought, the thing that is, I don't know what you thought, but when you were pulling the trigger, did you try to understand how much force it requires you to pull the trigger?
Yeah, because
you're
at
kind
fir-
of like trying to go a little bit more. How much?
huh?
As if you're slowly pulling
Yeah.
it back until it suddenly snaps like BAM!
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And when it finally hits, you think, this shit should not be as loud as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because it shakes, and suddenly your shoulder hurts. And
I almost hit myself in the cheek with the butt of the gun. Not the
Oh.
butt of it, the butt of the gun has a curvature to the top where
Yeah.
you're looking through the
well, the sight nearly hit you in
the side.
Yeah.
The sight almost like kind of came back. It was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, no, that's a... I read that's a common rookie problem, like when the thing flips so hard it hits you in the face.
Yeah, no, it didn't flip up. It kicked backwards.
Right, it kicked backwards.
Yeah, when the kick happened, my
Yeah.
face was closer to the curvature, and it just went like glaze. No glaze because I hit a perfect curve of it.
Right.
A curve before it like reaches the side, so
Yeah.
it just went. But some people like just get smacked.
Yeah. Yeah. You get used to it after a while, though, if you shoot enough rounds, because I was lucky enough to be able to shoot over and over again. I am not a good shot with an M16. Not really. I did better with the handguns. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because you're internally inside you're black.
Wow, okay.
That doesn't make any sense. What I'm just saying.
But it was a Glock, so
Yeah.
basically I...
Oh, you shot a Glock.
It was a Glock, right? So it was like, okay, I can't be a soldier, but I can be like a dirty cop, maybe.
Did you hold it straight or held it sideways?
My dad was there because he was the officer in charge for this like civilian allowed shooting situation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I held it sideways, he'd just march over and smack me in the side of the head.
Two in the back of the head.
This is not Boys in the Hood.
That was what I was thinking about.
Shoot it properly. Don't embarrass me in front of all my men.
That's the
Okay,
dumbest thing
sorry.
to hold it like that. Didn't you say it?
You don't even shoot at a distance. You walk right up to the target. They say what? Where you come from? They speak English and what?
English, motherfucker. Do
You speak it. Everybody is like, the captain sounds a bit great.
It's like, I was listening to Patricio O'Neill, and he was talking about Samuel L. Jackson. He said
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson after Pulp Fiction didn't make one good movie. After that, he just became a parody of himself. He said, like, what do you mean? He said, ever since Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson is just this dabby 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 do that. Dabby 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 do that. And if you look at it, yeah.
Kinda. Just
Dabby,
a, yes, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell. It's like the Dave Chappelle sketch of Samuel L. Jackson's malt liquor.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. The snakes on the plane.
Bitch.
I gotta say, I love him. I love him
Yeah.
in his worst movie, and I love the fact that he loves his movies.
Yeah.
He said
yes.
they were like, "Don't you think like Snakes on the Plane was bullshit?" He said, "I'll make Snakes on the Plane 2 in a heartbeat." He said, "I had the most fun making that film," and like he has zero fucks about what people think about it. It's like, I had fun making that film. I'll make another one.
You see, this is the interesting thing about we are all over in terms of topics right now.
Yeah.
we started with like health issues, and then we got to like death, and then guns, and now we're talking about Samuel L. Jackson. Actually, you know what?
Wait till we get to the Jews.
Oh no! Oh no! Ah, Mazel tov. No, the thing that a lot of people don't seem to get about actors and the movies that they choose is sometimes, even if the movie is like critically not acclaimed, like it's critically bad, they'll do it because just being on the set is a good time.
Yeah.
Like all of those like crappy Adam Sandler movies that went straight to Netflix.
God, I hate them.
With like with Kevin James and Rob Schneider. And they make you hurt on the inside just to know that they exist, right?
Yeah.
Because they're so commercial and so corny.
Like Adam Sandler, every movie he's like tries to like make something that is not funny by being Adam Sandler. It's like
I'm gonna smack you across the head.
Fucker. Of course, I although to his credit, I know Uncut Gems was great.
Yes.
But I couldn't watch it.
Oh.
I couldn't watch it.
Why? Was it too...
It's one of those movies that makes you feel like shit, really.
Yeah.
It's very tense. And it's relatable tense.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you know it's good, but it is a shame that the stuff that is acknowledged as good is also hard to watch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I grew up in Happy Gilmore, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay? I will maintain that Happy Gilmore is one of the best comedy films I've seen. It's so dumb.
I've watched Happy Gilmore. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it, especially when the old guy beats the fuck out of him.
Can't remember was it Bob Hope or something? Just beating the crap out of him.
It's like that and The Shooter.
Yeah. The
Shooter was just... I love the actor who does it. And I love his performance in it.
Yeah.
And especially the part that says, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
And then, and it went a bit downhill with Waterboy. Waterboy, he's basically playing like a mentally handicapped version of himself, which is not saying much. Okay, because all of his characters are mentally handicapped.
Wow, Jesus Christ! Mentally handicapped.
A lot of his characters just seem like they got hit on the head one too many times, and that's the appeal, right? You know, I don't know why he hasn't been cancelled for being ableist yet, because I'm pretty sure somebody in Twitter is planning on that.
So. Oh, yeah, soon enough. When hashtag me. When that hashtag starts.
But there's kind of like a weird sort of emotional core to everything that he does, right? I do remember Fairuza Balk being in Waterboy. Fairuza Balk.
I have no idea who that is.
Fairuza Balk was the like intense, crazy goth chick from The Craft.
I don't remember.
You'll look her up. She's
She pretty? She pretty?
Yeah, she's kind of that hot crazy that you can't say no to.
Hot crazy that you can't say no to. Oh, like crazy pussy.
Yes.
Or,
You're not supposed to put your dick in it, but you probably should.
There's something magnetic about it.
Yeah. You're gonna.
I've always wondered. It's like there's some. Apparently, there's an ancient connection between the hatred of the father and the woman's pelvic muscles.
I don't know the Jungian psychology between it. All I know is there's a part of my brain that goes, she's probably gonna cut me in my sleep, but fuck it.
Yeah, and the funny thing about them is that you can tell them from a mile away.
Yeah, and you're still gonna.
Yeah.
You're still gonna.
Keep this topic for the next one.
Yeah.
After this, back to this movie, we will have...
All I can do when I find somebody like that is have the ambulance and speed dial and a bunch of my blood in bags just waiting for me just in case.
Yeah.
just in case I need a transfusion. But here's the thing about Adam Sandler movies. number one, they got a weird emotional core to them.
Yeah.
Number two, the leading lady is always really choice. I don't know what it is about the leading ladies and Adam Sandler ladies.
Like they're very hot.
They're almost classy in a sense. Like in Click, it was
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just have a second to pray.
I can have a lot of seconds.
I'll get the tissues.
I get a couple hours.
No, but seriously, they're like
Get the Red Bull and the honey.
they're not like generically hot. They're like
astronomically beautiful.
Yeah, and also like you kind of like them for more than the fact that they're attractive. Like Kate Beckinsale. Here's the thing about Kate Beckinsale. She it's not that she's just pretty. I feel safe around her. I don't know why. Kate Beckinsale makes me feel safe. If Kate Beckinsale gave me a hug, all my problems would go away, and I would feel safe. Okay?
Well, I gotta disagree on that because I don't feel safe with her.
You don't?
No, I think she's crazy, batshit crazy.
No, I feel safe around Kate Beckinsale.
I feel like she's she's the annoying type, but.
How?
I have to give it to her. She looks, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
She looks incredibly womanly.
Yeah,
she has this insane female vibe to her.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about right now is totally different from what you were saying. What I was talking about her was like what I feel her personality is like.
Right.
But if I look at her without having any knowledge of like how she behaves,
right,
I'd be like, she's. I don't want to use the term motherly.
but it is kind of nurturing sort of thing.
Insane female caring feel to it. So I get what you mean. Yeah.
In stark contrast, Fairuza Balk will probably kill me.
Yeah.
But I will enjoy myself before that happens.
Oh yeah, huge smile on your face.
Yeah.
Oh, what a jizz.
Oh jeez, I have problems. They got a very strong emotional core to them. On the same movie in Click, like. There was spoiler alert. There's like the death scene at the end of Click.
Yeah, funny enough, Click is one of my favorite movies. But yeah,
it
wasn't bad. Yeah,
it wasn't bad. The ending was a cop out, right?
Yeah,
I felt. But towards the end, there's like this weird, like emotional
roller coaster that happens that you really care for him.
Yeah, like oh shit, he turned into like this terrible person, and then he regrets everything he did to the point of his death.
Yeah.
And all because he was essentially playing God with a remote control. And I thought to myself, if they didn't just do the ending so it would be a happy, feel-good family movie, this might win an award. Which is weird, talking about like an Adam Sandler movie, a comedy winning an award, but that was really interesting.
Especially when he falls on the ground and is like calling to his family and they can't hear him in the rain. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's screaming to him. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, no. I have the feels. What am I going to do? So going back to Samuel L. Jackson doing Snake of the Plains 2.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Adam Sandler movies. They may not be great watching for the audience, but they're a lot of fun for the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a holiday for them. They bring their families and the set is fun and the movies are fun to do.
It's like they were talking about them like he said to George Lucas, I want a purple lightsaber. It's like, well, we don't have purple lightsabers. They're like, oh, I want a purple lightsaber. They're like, why? He said like because I can see myself in the film. Like when there's like 1,000 people going on with different colors, like green and blue, and I can say like, that's me at the back. Like it's at his pleasure and these actors that can't look at themselves act. Yeah, he's like, fuck, I love it. It's amazing.
But see, here's the thing. Number one, at this point, we've never seen a Black Jedi before. Right?
Really?
Yeah. Not really.
Yeah. Funny
We never had a Black Jedi before Samuel L. Jackson. He's the first Black Jedi, right? We had, what's the dude's name? Lando Calrissian. But not a Jedi.
Who?
Lando Calrissian was Han Solo's friend in the original trilogy. The dude with the cape and the.
What, was he a Jedi?
No, he wasn't.
Oh yeah, he was
You had a black character, but you didn't have a Black Jedi yet.
Yeah.
So.
And was Qui-Gon meant to be Chinese?
That's a bit weird, isn't it? Like that's a very Chinese sounding name.
It's a Chinese, like Tibetan, something like it, like Qui-Gon. Like I've heard this.
It's 3 syllables. There's
Yeah.
the word Qui and Jin in it.
Yeah, and like Liam Neeson has like long hair,
Yeah.
and they fix his eyebrow a little bit in a certain
Yeah.
way with the long beard.
He
Like,
looks
he looks like he can break into kung fu any minute. So.
Yeah, like with the robes and stuff, except from the neck up, he's a white dude with a beard and long hair. He looks like a roadie for Scarborough Fair. So
Again, but though we have to like be like, who the fuck will name him Obi-Wan Kenobi?
that's very Japanese, right? Now that you think about it, but he's
it is. I just realized it is Japanese.
It's a Japanese name, right? Because that was George Lucas being a culture vulture, sort of, and just like taking things from different cultures and just gluing it together.
Yeah.
And going, this is an alien world, and all the Asians are like, this is what my grandma wears. Why are you doing that? Why? But it's so not the greatest for like cultural representation.
I have a joke with that cannot it might get killed.
Okay, but
it's like all the mullahs are Jedis too.
Actually, you know what?
Fuck! Look at
you joke.
I think I'll cut this out.
No, wait. This is really interesting. So there was this article I read from like a Muslim magazine that had this very audacious claim that large portions of the Jedi beliefs were one half East Asian, because obviously Star Wars is very much a samurai movie.
Yeah.
In outer space. And the rest of it was like Sufis from Turkey.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's very... I don't know what the article is. I read it a long time ago. But the argument was that, Jedis have this interesting sort of... First of all, their names are Jedis, which is a Middle Eastern name.
Yeah. Oh my god. This whole as this conversation is progressing, my entire ideology, ideas about Star Wars is changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jedi. It does sound like a Middle Eastern terminology. Right. Like we have jihad, for God's sake.
Yeah.
We had Jedi.
So
Jet is a word. Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi. I mean, even Jedi, like Jedi in Persian means serious.
Yeah.
And wow. Yeah,
it's weird. And then the first story is like on a desert, and Tatooine basically looks like Morocco, right? So there's these weird little parallels, and like Anakin is basically Jesus because he had no dad, and they basically have a monotheistic religion, right?
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, so there's these like weird Middle Eastern elements to them as well. Where the heck was I? We were talking about... Yeah, so Star Wars is like this weird cultural pastiche of a bunch of different things. But not great at representing the actual people these cultures come from. So it was like... It's nice to see a black person. At least we get some color.
Jackson, yeah.
Right? Like, okay, and he's not just any old Jedi. He's on the Jedi Council. He's a Jedi Master.
Yeah. Because
you're not going to make Samuel L. Jackson some ordinary scrub Jedi.
Yeah.
You have to make him a Jedi Master. I was expecting him to say motherfucker at least 14 times in the movie. I was sad that he did not. I don't know how you say motherfucker in
Jedi wear.
Yeah. How do you say motherfucker in Jedi?
This is not the Jedi way.
By the way,
speaking of the Star Wars, did you see Bill Burr's role in The Mandalorian?
Oh yes.
Did you see his last episode of Mandalorian?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he channeled his inner Brando. Yeah. He went all Al Pacino on the motherfucker. Yeah, he acted.
Yeah, no, you were talking about the comedian in The Shield, right?
Yeah,
the black dude in The Shield.
Yeah.
And he's usually a comedic actor, and I thought to myself, sometimes, comedians make really good character actors.
Yeah, this one was like Bill Burr. This was Bill Burr in space.
Yeah.
Basically, because he ranted.
By the way,
he has his philosophy.
That's a brand new sentence right there. Bill Burr in space. Not in a million years would I have thought, Bill Burr in space.
he was like Bill Burr in space, and he's just like talking about life, and he's
Yeah.
like, we all do what you need to do,
Yeah.
sleep at night.
We all gotta. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
We're all the same.
Yeah.
You have your beliefs until push comes to shove, and now you gotta. And then you have.
Now you got new beliefs.
Now you got new beliefs.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I'm like, Billy,
Yeah.
is this your podcast?
Yeah, and then he sits, and I can guarantee you he was thinking about Al Pacino in the Godfather scene.
Oh my god.
I can guarantee you the way, like he was. I know he's a fan, and at the same time, I saw him talk about acting, and it does take it very serious if he has to act.
He does take it very. He's not like trying to be funny or anything. He is snarky.
He is snarky, yeah, but like when it comes to like they said like this is the job you have to do, he's like, I'll do it. He like does the lines 1,000 times and all that shit. And he was and like he talked about he had a movie called Made in Staten Island, some shit like that. Recently came out with Judd Apatow.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty good. Though I hate Judd Apatow. No, he's just a lame excuse for a comedian who like gave into the cancel culture.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like whatever Amy Schumer says, I'm gonna repeat it and all that crap.
Right.
And but he said like we had to take a family photo for the display, and I had to be in the family photo. So I was like, shit, I have to take a family photo with a bunch of people who I never met, and so I'm sure it's gonna look fake.
Right.
So he went there, he had this long mustache, and he starts making fun of himself.
Yeah.
And making fun of everybody, and everybody were making fun of him, so they were all laughing.
Right.
And he kept making them laugh until they took a picture. He said like we were all, so I made sure that we were all glowing at the end. So now we were like kind of bonding, so you could see it in the picture. We were all really laughing in the picture.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, he cared enough to think about this scene to this point. Yeah. And then when I saw him in the Star Wars and he's like sitting in front of the guy and his face is he's kind of like tapping his feet and looking around, and he like looks at the guy, his face kind of gets swollen a little bit. Right. It's like, oh, Bill is acting! Oh, shit! But, okay, and he's like, oh, shit!
See, here's the thing though. I'm not surprised he's a decent actor. I'm not surprised at all. Because, and this is a thing that we've discussed at like countless Mamat sessions.
Yeah.
You ever sit down with like Natalie Kang? Natalie Kang's is a really good, really fucked up comedian. I'll go on record as saying Nat Kang is properly fucked up, but that's why you should listen to him.
I call it beautifully fucked up.
He's a wonderfully atrocious.
Yeah, like
he's like a very
Whenever he starts talking, I'm like, let there be reckoning. Whenever he starts talking, it's like apocalypse has started.
Every time he has it said, I'm like, this is gonna be a very entertaining hate crime. That's Nat Kang for you. Nat Kang and I, we have these really long talks about, comedy and performance and the blur line between the two, and we always agree that it's very difficult for like a stage actor or for a movie star to be a comedian.
Yeah. Right.
They try it and they flop and they fail, they burn. Yeah. And then we make fun of them because we're bitter that way. But okay. Let's process this a little bit. Anytime something.
The thing you had the moment that it's called like the stream of consciousness brought truths from the depths to the top.
I'm like, stay down.
Occasionally,
and the father's like, no, this has to be said.
Occasionally, like pieces of diamonds get carried away in the riverbank.
The poor conflict refugee kid couldn't catch it. Somebody's gonna get whipped tonight. Jeez, I am a terrible human being. Yeah. No, but it's this thing of where whenever you get like really popular mainstream performer, right, coming to the stage, and it feels like cultural appropriation all of a sudden, right, because like you're already really popular, like you got giant salaries for what you do. You're the movie star, or you're a DJ, or you're a musician, right? Everybody loves you. Your brand is very marketable. And now you want to come to our little village that's got nothing, and you want to take stuff from here too. Yeah. And it's really annoying when that happens, and they pull a large crowd. Yeah. And it's good for the club, but they're not here to listen to us.
No, they're not here for the. They're here for the comedy, the for saying I'm doing comedy, not for comedy.
And the crowd is there to watch them. They don't give a shit about us.
Yeah.
Right? Even if more energy is fine, they're not there for us, right? So, and here's the terrible thing about some of us, including myself. When they bomb,
feels good. It does feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll just see a line of figures in the dark where all the comedians are.
Yeah.
Watching Mr. Popular bomb in front of all of his fans.
Yeah.
And we're all like just orgasming.
There you go, you little shit.
Fuck you, you poser. Get fucked.
You goddamn tosser.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the way.
You getting fucked a $2 hooker when the U.S. Navy comes into dock.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. It's not a great attitude, right? But because what you want to do is nurture people.
It's intrusion.
Yeah, but
he's intruding.
Yeah, but the intrusion feels, unnecessary and
you already got everything. Why the fuck you want this?
Yeah, just like stay in your fucking lane, right? Unless you're coming as like a newbie and you want to build your skill from the bottom up, right? Then that's fine. Like you don't bring your posse, you don't bring 12 of your glamorous supermodel friends and your 50 million fans because you've marketed it to everybody.
Yeah.
You come there anonymously with like your non-stage name.
That's what's happening with the comedy now.
It was happening for a while, yeah.
When this is 2019 we're talking. Like
really?
2020 didn't happen much.
Because 2020 exploded into flame.
2020, I don't remember what happened. I can't believe it's December.
Yeah.
It's 2019 I saw Adam Sandler had a Netflix special.
Yeah.
Alright, he was a comedian. Now he did a special. Great. Rob Schneider did a Netflix special. Eddie Murphy wants to do a special. I don't know if he published a special yet or not. But he's I think he signed a contract for 3 specials. And I suddenly felt like there was this... Brandon Schaub did a comedy special.
Yeah.
Though he's not a celebrity, but the thing is, like... I'm looking at this stream of celebrities,
right?
That come and do specials, for the sake of doing a special, because there's money in it.
Yes,
they have the traction,
right?
Without any.
Netflix will greenlight it immediately.
99% of the time, I guarantee you. Ellen had a special which she didn't write herself.
Huh?
Ellen DeGeneres had a Netflix special. I don't know if it was Netflix. I don't know what the name was. I didn't even bother watching.
It was like it was some kind of like redemption special she got from after the controversy. When word got out, she was not nearly as kind as nice. Oh no,
this was prior to that.
Really?
This was like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like looking at the bunch of people having specials out, and I know the guy who played the clown in Spawn had a special too.
Jamal White.
I know he's Mexican.
John Leguizamo.
John
Leguizamo. Yeah. He was a comedian before. He was a comedian.
Yeah. The thing is, like, some of them that are like haven't. I don't know what he does so much, but it's like, seeing like Rob Schneider suddenly says like, "Hey, I have a new special," or seeing Ellen do a special suddenly. I'm like, but you're not a comedian. I don't consider them a comedian. Like, Rob Schneider was a comedian. But the thing is, like, just to come out all of a sudden, especially Ellen, to say, like, she had 3 writer jokes.
Right.
And then I have a special out. Because, like, at least for me, as a noob, it's like, I'm looking at this and I was like, special is something that needs to be earned.
Yeah.
And if you having it just because you're you, is going to tarnish comedy.
See, the thing
whenever, like, remember, like, because, like, there was 1 or 2, 3 or 4 specials a year that you was like, oh my god, it's coming out.
Right.
But now you have, like, 10?
Yeah.
15? The numbers are increasing.
Yeah, no, the stereotype is that Netflix is probably 50% comedy specials at this point. Right? And if that's an actual figure, I wouldn't even blink an eyelid. The thing about it, though, about Ellen, is that she was a very good stand-up comedian. Like, I don't know, 10 years ago, right? And her stuff was, like comfy and relatable. Like, she used to make jokes about procrastinating for half an hour because she petted a cat on a stairway. which is something I do. But I'm late for work. And why? I had a cat. It was on the stairs, and I petted it. And then 45 minutes later, I'm late for work. It's like nice, comfortable stuff like that she talks about, right? But when you're like a superstar at this point, and you're out and saying, I got a bunch of people writing my stuff for me, and now it's my special. It's like this now feels like a power move.
Yeah.
Right? This is not about you and the stage and the audience and you talking about yourself. This is an extension of your power.
Yeah.
And your wealth and your prestige, and it just feels wrong.
Yeah.
Because comedy is this very confessional style. If you're doing stand-up, you're talking about yourself. If you're doing improv, it's about the moment. If you're doing skits, it's about, collaborating with your colleagues to do these beautiful little set pieces of comedy. And I think a projection of power sometimes pollutes that a little bit. And it shouldn't be that way. Like
Conan O'Brien is one person I would love to see doing a special. But the thing is, his entire material is almost... It's what I want... I don't want him out of that thing that he does, the context of his environment, because he can be very serious and he can be very funny.
Yes.
And he can be very profound at times. So, and you can tell, like, he lets the people loose and he won't mind going off track.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And he's a genius in comedy. Like, sometimes some people don't even catch his joke. Especially Andy Richter, his partner, is even much more slicker than him.
Oh yeah, he's very subtle.
Like, he says something in the background, you might not catch it, but if you do, you're like, oh, that motherfucker. Oh shit.
Andy Richter is really subtle.
And he is a dark man. His sense of humor, when you hear him talk, you're like, oh fuck, dude, you're just one step away of killing someone, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's very crazy.
What's it called? The definition of one bad day away from
one
something.
Bad day away.
So going back to the whole sort of like comedians being really good actors, right?
Yeah.
So it's very common now. It's very, very common now to see like celebrities being stand-ups because it's like it's got cachet.
Yeah.
It gives you legitimacy.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't always turn out right, and it's neither here nor there. It might be good, but it's not going to be like life-changing or life-fulfilling or anything like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bill Burr, for instance, being a really good actor, didn't surprise me one bit. I was expecting him to be good. Because I still remember him from Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, he was good.
He was terrifying.
Funny enough, after Breaking Bad, I realized that I knew Bill Burr, but I could forget that he's Bill Burr.
That's the thing. You forget that it's Bill Burr.
The first scene that he's in front of the car wash?
Yeah.
I kept looking at him, then I didn't thought it's Bill Burr.
You didn't think it was Bill Burr?
No.
It was Bill Burr and Lavelle Crawford, right? The large black dude?
Yeah.
He's a really good comedian too.
Yeah.
Lavelle Crawford is like, oh yeah, I'm doing fat jokes. I got to take pointers from Lavelle Crawford. Right? Yeah. Because why wouldn't you? He's the biggest dude in the game, literally. But these two dudes working as like muscle for the bad guy.
Yeah.
They're weirdly effective.
Yeah.
Like, they turn on the dark really well.
Yeah. When
it comes to like a dramatic scene.
Yeah.
And they have that little like sprinkling of like comedy, just sarcasm, just a little bit. Like when Lavelle just lies down on the money.
I was thinking about that scene. Yeah, he just lays down on the money.
Lie down.
And then Bill Burr looks at it, he's like, oh, fuck it up.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
And
also.
both of them just like.
Such a beautiful scene. And you think about other comedians, legitimate comedians who are really good dramatic actors as well.
Yeah.
Like, Robin Williams is a perfect example.
Oh, Robin Williams shakes me every time I see his films.
When
his serious films, like
1
hour photo.
See, everybody talks about Good Will Hunting, right? It's like this dramatic pathos. But then you see 1 hour photo and you're like,
oh,
I will never piss off Robin Williams.
Oh, fuck 1 hour photo, Insomnia.
Oh, shit, yeah.
When I saw Insomnia, I was, like, being able to forget that you're a comedian, being, like, if somebody makes you forget who they were before the film, that's genius. Yeah. And Robin Williams, like, nailed it. Yeah. From the second he phoned Al Pacino, right? He was talking about washing her body or something. Yes. And then starts taunting him, telling him good night, good sleep. Yeah. And then like, oh fuck, you're a psycho. Yeah. You are a psycho. You like, at no point did I watch these movies did I ever think that Robin Williams was a person acting as a crazy person. Yeah. This is a crazy person that just happens to be in a movie. Yeah. I saw he has a video online called by Billy Connolly's wife, called the series called Shrink Wrap. And she's a psychologist. She's a clinical psychologist, and she brings out celebrities and interviews them. She interviews Stephen Fry, Salman Rushdie, Billy Connolly, who was it? The one-legged lady who married Paul McCartney and then took all of his money.
I think we know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name right now. Yeah. Yes. We'll call her Monopod.
The pirate who took away the pirate who took half of Paul McCartney's film money.
Oh god, I'm going straight to hell.
The lady from the what was it called? What was the movie called? Jesus, the Planet Terror. With a machine gun leg. Single-handedly ruined Paul McCartney's life. He had to give her 300. Had to give her, like, he was like, every celebrity who does prenups owes his prenups to Paul McCartney.
You are the only human being who has ever brought that movie up as a reference during a podcast. Do you understand?
Planet Terror by Robert Rodriguez. Check it out.
Was it Rose McGowan?
Rose McGowan.
It was Rose McGowan. She had a machine gun for a peg leg.
She had an M16 with a grenade launcher.
And she would rocket jump.
She would rocket jump.
With the grenade launcher.
With the grenade launcher, right. Shoot everybody.
Yeah, like you and I have problems shooting assault rifles. Yeah. Most Rose McGowan does not.
No, it's like, we've been holding him wrong.
Yeah. We should have used them as peg legs. That's what Thachna, if you're listening to this, we have a proposition
we have for a cure. How about we cut off your legs?
No, he has one leg. What?
He has one.
Thachna?
Oh shit! No, I didn't. Oh fuck! I totally mistaken. I thought I thought he limps or something.
No, man.
He has one leg.
He's got one leg.
Oh,
you're finding out on this podcast.
I'm finding out that he has one leg. I thought he just limps.
No.
Okay.
He's got one leg.
Okay, so here's the thing.
How long have you been out of this loop?
A very long time.
We were mourning for months over. I was in the hospital at the same time he was. We were commiserating about each other's conditions.
Sorry. Shit.
No. I mean, yeah, it was a really hard time. I had a heart issue. He just got run over by a truck. It sounds over the top now, but that's literally what happened. He got run over by a sand truck. And
wow.
Yeah. And here's the thing about comedians, okay? This is a horrible thing that happened to him. Jesus. We all consolidated. We gathered money and donated to him. Yeah. Right. He was recovering in hospital many months, and he's back on track. He's very resilient. He's got a great work ethic. He's got a beautiful voice. He's really funny, and we all roast him about the leg. Right? Like one time, on his Instagram stories, how would you describe me? People are like, resilient, brave, charismatic. And I'm like, honey-voiced monopod. Because I am a terrible human being. And he made a screenshot. And he was like, this is how comedians communicate. And I'm like, guilty! Because we're terrible people. Like whenever he's on like a live stream with like Fatima Nuha, Mike Sadi, and Stephen Bones.
So he has one leg. I don't know.
We'll just roast him about his leg. and his response is beautiful. It's like, I'm gonna go back to where that Saturn truck hit me, find my severed leg and beat you to death with it.
It's like take his fake leg and turn it into a bong.
No, find the actual severed leg.
I'm telling you that. I'm telling you,
dude. We've been suggesting all sorts of like prosthetic leg ideas.
Turning it into a bong leg.
Power bank. So you can plug shit into your leg.
Vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner. He actually liked the power bank idea, but he also wanted speakers.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Because on top of like being a comedian and being a singer, he's also a DJ.
Oh shit! Oh, that would. Oh shit!
Yeah,
that would be
like
rad.
If your prosthetic leg was it had a bunch of speakers, you could DJ anywhere you go.
You'd be the coolest DJ
You'd
ever.
be the coolest DJ on earth.
Oh fuck!
Like Dead Mouse would be like.
You know,
I've earned my name today. But I am in fact dead.
But nothing would be cool. That's an M16 with a grenade.
I mean, it's in there. It's in there. So it's a power bank. It's got speakers. It's also got a...
How about the Swiss Army knife?
Yeah. It's a Swiss Army knife leg, right? So it's got everything, and then the speakers, and then it's got a little compartment, a dildo, which is part of the speakers because vibrations.
Yeah, his left toe is a dildo.
Yeah. Beats Pussy by Dr. Dre. Again, I'm going to hell. Just like a little compartment for like Club 99. You know, or vodka. I don't know. Just, you know.
Yeah, maybe some morphine.
Yeah.
When the phantom pain kicks.
You joke, but that's actually really clever. Like, the phantom pain is a real thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a fucking scary thing.
Just like a little faucet tap. Like,
just a little tap.
Bro, I think the phantom pain's kicking in.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Then Led Zeppelin starts playing in your head. Bro, I think Led Zeppelin's playing in my head. No, those are the speakers. We had it programmed. When you hit the morphine, Led Zeppelin
the morphine drip is immediately switched to that. Put Stairways in Heaven, baby.
No. It's a squeeze my lemon till the root juice run down my leg.
Wow.
That's
clever.
Yeah, squeeze my lemon till I fall right out of bed. That's an actual lyric. Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah. Look up on your. I think it was Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lyrics are. They're pretty horny, my dude. I don't know what to tell you. Where the hell was I? So yeah, comedians who are good.
Fuck that shit. Okay. Bottom line, Bill Burr is a good actor.
Bill Burr is a very good actor.
Good actor. Check it out.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. If fucking.
Yeah, you know, and also Malaysians, you should probably I don't know how. I don't advocate piracy, but if you're gonna, I'm not gonna report you.
Yeah.
The first episode of season 1 was the pre-production was done in Malaysia.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so there was like this huge article. Because here's the thing, I was looking at the credits after the first episode. Don't ask me how I watch.
Yeah.
I have a VPN.
Pirate's life. Do you watch a Vitosh?
I'm taking you to hell with me. Okay.
Hey, when you're on ice, you might as well dance.
Uncle Joey.
Exactly. I take that philosophy for the rest of my life.
It's not a bad way to live.
Yeah, when you're on thin ice, you might as well dance, baby.
Correct. So, where the fuck was I?
Oh, Malaysia pre-production. Who cares?
Yeah.
We're gonna want to take a break?
No. I'm good.
You're good. You're right.
I'm good. Like you said, if you're on ice, you might as well dance. No, I was looking at the credits because they got all of the production art for the credits, right?
Yeah.
And I want to see, how they designed it and if it looked any different from what they actually did. And towards the end, I'm looking at all of the production credits, and I noticed something odd. A lot of the names were these kinds of Chinese names that were spelt in a certain way that you really only find here or in Singapore, right? It's like a different dialect, a different spelling convention. A lot of them had like Western names in the front. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I've never seen any other country spell names like this before. You know, because in other countries, the Chinese names are spelled differently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot of like Chinese people that look like they went to the same math class as I did in school.
We're taking over.
We are taking over. You know?
It's like a rap battle. The guys, there's a Chinatown here, there's a Chinatown there. So before you know, there's Chinatown everywhere.
Ichibai, this is our series now.
Mandalorian in China. He takes off his helmet, and Pedro Pascal is suddenly Chinese.
That would work. I
would totally watch it.
There should be a Chinese Mandalorian somewhere. I'm pretty sure. We just can't tell because supposedly they never take their helmets off. At least some of them don't. And then I saw a little logo at like the last card of the credits.
Yeah.
And the F for the font looked very familiar. And so I rewind and it's like, the National Film Board was responsible for this. Like, it was in the First of all, we don't really like the National Film Board. They're mostly involved with censorship. They're pretty, like, tight-assed about what local films can portray. Like, if you've got a movie about criminals, even if they're the heroes, they gotta die at the end.
Yeah.
Or when they're arrested, the last screen is just a giant wall of text telling you under what statutes they were charged at in court. That's the kind of like hurdle bullshit you have to do when you're a Malaysian film producer. Like,
some of their censorship, by the way, is totally off.
Yeah. And there's different standards for foreign movies and local movies.
Yeah.
So the movie, if you can have like a non-explicit love or sex scene or a kissing scene or some violence if it's an English movie.
Yeah.
But if it's in the Malay language, everything's got to be PG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Malay people fuck. That's why there's so many of us. Jesus
Christ, you don't want people to come after us.
Yeah. No, but it's like...
Sometimes the censorship, I gotta say, is borderline comedic. I don't know if I told you. Let me know if I told you.
No.
I went and saw Olympus Has Fallen the first day it came out. And the first day it came out, me and my family went to watch Olympus Has Fallen. And it was censored. They had a little fucks and sucks and stuff like that in it.
All the good stuff.
And the whole shebang. And but the thing is, the way they censored it, it was funny because they would censor the essential part of the dialogue and leave in the fuck.
He misfired the censorship.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was the cinema's fault or we went and watched it like on a it wasn't a grand premiere. It was just out today. We went and saw it, and I remember like Gerard Butler like being muted and then suddenly say motherfucker and then muted again, and we're like, and then you would just see his lips moving and say you want to fuck, and then it just continue on being silent lips. What? So. Whoever censored it, there was a considerable portion of this first like half of the story that you could hear all the curse words, but you couldn't hear the story at times. So whatever sentence had an F word in, the sentence itself would have like the story essentials, non-curse words would have been erased. So we were all laughing our asses off in the cinema because you're just hearing like Gerard Butler say "fuck you," and then like. He just go like, fuck you, Morgan Freeman, cocksucker.
Yes, that is how Morgan Freeman sounds like.
So you just don't it's like completely mute and then fuck. Or the way that they do it now, preferably when it comes to sex scenes, is that they don't cut it, they zoom in to a corner.
Is that what they do?
They zoom in to like an area.
Okay. Like
Birdman had the lesbian kiss scene, and it zoomed in on one of the girl's pimples.
That's great. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that pus.
It's just ready to burst.
Look at the pus. And
Oh,
then
jeez.
Revenant. There was a Native American, and there's a I think a Native American lady getting raped by a white dude, and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I remember this
Sorry,
scene.
is that you agreeing with the act?
Yes, I
or
am.
you agreeing with the
I am
scene?
agreeing.
You remember?
I'm agreeing to the fact that it happened. I don't condone it, but I acknowledge that it has in fact happened.
The fuck is wrong? It's like, so ladies and
Yes,
American.
this has happened. Correct. Moving on.
So that is getting raped by a white dude.
Yes.
And DiCaprio's character is like crawling on the ground from
Yes.
the background of the scene.
Yes, yes.
And he's in the background, so it's quite a bit far.
Yeah.
So what they zoomed in on DiCaprio's face. So
Yeah.
we were watching it on IMAX, so suddenly we had a IMAX size screen
Yeah.
of a quarter of DiCaprio's face blurred because it's been stretched that much.
Yeah.
And like his face is kind of like being rubbed. It's as if his face is getting rubbed against the camera.
Yeah.
And you just hear a lady go.
That is nightmare fuel.
Like looking at that. Me and my brother looked at each other like is somebody getting raped right now?
Yeah.
And they're like, I think, but this is even worse than the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First of all, you have the Leonardo DiCaprio's face the size of a building.
Yes.
Yes, in your face.
Yeah.
All being punctuated by the sounds of sexual assault.
It was some weird avant-garde shit.
Yeah. This should be in an art exhibit in Berlin. That's what it should be.
Fuck.
Some masochistic modernist piece of art. Yeah, censorship is really weird. So, and yet this was the same organization whose subsidiary created a deal that allowed Lucasfilm to have pre-production for the first episode of the second season of The Mandalorian to be done here.
Yeah. Because
they had like a giant subsidy thing.
Yeah.
The cash rebate was 30%.
Good. Yeah, there was money in it.
That's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
because you're paying a
studio
studio so that they'll spend money here.
Yeah.
And like the whole time I was telling this to my friends because initially I was very proud of the fact that, my people can do some like Hollywood level shit. But then when all of my friends were like getting upset, I was like, oh yeah, they use tax money to essentially bribe Lucas Studios to do their business here.
Shit.
That's not a...
that's not a pleasant thing to say.
That's not a pleasant... And I know that a lot of studios, they'll only ever go to places where they do get rebates or tax cuts in order to film or do work there. That's why, like Georgia has so many films shot in it, like the state of Georgia in the U.S. There's always like a vanity cut at the end of the credits in a lot of movies where there's like a peach logo. Yeah. And it's because there's like a bunch of tax incentives for the state of Georgia.
Ah, okay.
So it's a common thing, and I guess we're getting in the game because Malaysia used to be a place where you would send a lot of the CGI to get done.
I know, Life of Pi was made here. I know the one of the lead designers of it.
Yeah. But then the company went bankrupt.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was...
You would expect that would be the opposite.
Yeah, no, but I think it was the producer or director of the film tried to point it out during his award acceptance speech and then got cut off because he was going for too long. Because he mentioned the company by name, Rhythm and Hughes, but they couldn't like address it, right? Because he was going for too long, and I guess they don't want word to get out that Hollywood will gouge a CGI company abroad if they can. Yeah. To the point of it getting bankrupt. So I don't know. It's a little sad, and it's probably even sadder that if you're in a country that doesn't have an awful lot of prestige or recognition, but a lot of talent, you're gonna have to, just sell your ass for people to acknowledge that, you're good.
That's all gone to shit.
That's not great.
Yeah. Well, by the way, speaking of movies, I think we're right now stumbling upon a new segment of the Persian Perspective, or DAHP podcast. The Persian Perspective. The Persian
Perspective.
The Persian
The Persian
Perspective.
This is the weird ASMR podcast now. This is the Leonardo DiCaprio face of audiophiles.
The Persian.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
A new segment of Persian Perspective is
Yes.
called Persian Perspective Movie Reviews.
Oh boy. Okay.
First of
here
all,
we go.
want to take a break and have a glass of water and
Yeah,
go for a walk?
yeah.
That would be good. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
all
but-
5 of you.
My throat feels like Leonardo DiCaprio's face in The Revenant.
Yeah, my throat feels like Paul McCartney after his wife fucked that. After he realized how much he has to pay that bitch.
He's,
Half of what? Everything. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.